Hello everyone. Today we are going to develop a crypto app with integrating a crypto app um, into the application, and we are going to use a CoinPaprika API. And this video will be a simple application which will has one list of all the coins in the crypto market, and later videos we will use ad pagination and other screen to view the market status and coin charts and a description of the coins, all the things. In this video we will only cover we will list fetch the data from the API and use display it in list view, and we will show the coin name, coin symbol, and the coin price. So let's get started. So you create a new project, and I'm going to name it as coin markets. And it should when we are creating a Flutter application, we cannot use underscore, we cannot use a dash, but we have to use underscore. I'm going to add a description cryptocurrency app, and I'm going to name it as organization with whatever your I'm going to put mobile use, and I don't need web, Windows, Linux, and I want to only available for Android and iOS. Just use underscore to create Flutter app. You cannot use a dash. And the project is now available, and let's head over to the main.dart file. I'm going to clear all these things, but actually let's run the app first and see how it's the count apps looks. As always, let's see. App is running, and in the meantime, let's see. I don't need, we will build the app from scratch, but we will keep the main method with the run app, and I'm going to remove all the other things. Yeah, let the app run first. I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to name it as my app.dart, and within this I'm going to create a stateless widget, stl, yes, and I'm going to create it, naming the class as crypto app, and we have to import the material app. I'm going to press option command and L, and option command enter, or otherwise it should be option enter. And I'm going to we have to have a scaffold to a screen, and I'm going to create a simple screen with app bar and body, and within the app bar we have to have a title. I'm going to name it as crypto app for the time being, crypto tickers screen, and yeah, let's make it constant, and we have to have a body for the screen, and this body should contain I'm going to create another widget by name, the name coin tickers widget, and I'm going to create that widget in another file, coin tickers widget dot, and in this file I'm going to create a stateful widget, because we're going to change the state of the widget. We are not going to have a stateless widget because this class need to be mutable. We are changing the screen widget data, so we have to have a stateful widget, and I'm going to use a future list builder, because we will have list of coins to display, and build context list view builder accept Item builder has two properties, context and index, and I'm going to show a list style, and we will show all the coins in a list style. um, each coin will display in a list style, and list style has few properties: title, subtitle, and trailing and other stuff. We will use title and subtitle. um, yeah, to display coins, we need to have a list of coins, and we are initializing it to an empty list. Now I'm going to create a dart file for a model. That model is coin. We are naming it as coin, and that coin, for this video we are only going to use three properties of the JSON response. We are going to use name, coin name, um, coin symbol, and finally we are going to have price of the coin. And we have to initialize. Now we are making it, we need to show the uh, class property name as the label, so we are making it optional, but the data must be there. We need to have the label, but we need the data to initialize properties. We must have the data, so that's why we are making it as required. So this dot name, and next one is required symbol. When you are creating a constructor, when you are initializing object, you must pass the required fields: name, symbol, and price. All three are required to make it. And I am formatting the file with option command L in Mac. In Windows, control alt L, I think, as I remember. And let's head over to newly created widget, CoinPaprika widget, and import that coin model. And now we can use that coins list. First of all, let's use the other property available in list view builder. We have to give the length of the this list view. In list view builder, we have a property called item count. We are going to give it a value of coins length, and now we can use coins list and access the each element by the index. Luckily, list view builder provide us the index within the item builder, so we can use coins index. Now we are in the element. Now we can access the properties name, and for the title we are using the name, and for the subtitle I'm going to use the symbol. You can see all the properties available in the list type. Let's use the subtitle, and I'm going to use the trailing as well. Text widget coins, we are accessing the element and we are getting the symbol. So trailing, I'm going to use the trailing will be displayed at the end of the screen, and we will show the price in the trailing widget. It will be a text widget also, and coins. And since I need some formatting, I'm going to use string interpolation for this for the time being. Let's just show the price only, then after running that I will show you how to format this. use dollar mark and curly braces, and because we have to access the index and get the price, we have to use curly braces. And for the time being, I'm just displaying. And let's make it crypto app. I just rename the my app to crypto app, and I have to import this file. First, let's import the I'm renaming the crypto app, and now I'm going to import option enter, and then import the CoinPaprika app and make it constant, so that it will reuse this object whenever needed. We don't have to create allocate each and every time memory. And option enter, import the package market crypto app, because I'm using the package colon coin market app, because if I change the location of this file, it will adjust the import statement. If I just use the access like relative path, if I use relative path, it will annoy me whenever I want to change the location of this file. So I'm as a best practice, I always use package colon app name slash. Now let's fix this error. I don't like to see errors in the code, even if it is not bothering us. Now what we have to do is we have to create a method to get the fetch the data from the API. We are done with the UI, but we have to fetch the data from the API and assign them to coins list. Let's head over to CoinPaprika API documentation, and I'm going to use this uh, tickers route. From that route, we can get the list of coins tickers with the current price. I'm going to give it a limit also, because if I use tickers, it will list down all the tickers available. I don't need that for the time being. I need to implement the pagination in a later video, so I'm just going to use limits. So see, even my browser complains about the data, how it has a lot of data, that's why. So I'm using query parameter limit and get the latest 10 data. So copy the name. I will add the link in the description, otherwise you can Google CoinPaprika. Yeah. I'm going to create a method called fetch coins with the return type null, with the return type void, sorry, and it will be asynchronous method, because we have to send the request and wait for the response. So use await. Await function get from the HTTP package, and use a URI. We have to pass a URI as the parameter to the get, as an argument to the get method, and we have this URL as a string, but get method accept URI, so that's why we have to pass the string to the URI. So we can use uri.pass to pass the string to a uri method, uri type. And we have to now uh, get http. Actually, in my production level labs and in my industry level labs, we are using http clients, but for this video I'm going to keep things simple. That's why I'm using the http package. You have to go to the pubspec.yaml and import the http. I'm going to get pubget. Otherwise you can do like this, or you can um, add the fixed version. Go to pub.dev and search for the http package. As you can see here, can use the version pubget to add it in the directory. I can remove this and use the yeah, it will not be available. We have to manually import it, http, and still it's not, because I have to name it as http. Now it's okay. Now I have the future in the response. Yes, it return request given headers to the given URL. We don't need to assign any headers, because the CoinPaprika API just return the tickets as in a JSON response as a JSON. So we don't need to explicitly say that we need JSON, because it's already in a JSON format. So let's let's check for the status. Let's check for the status of the um, response. So let me explain it like this. When we send a request using the get request or any other request, we don't know what will happen, because server can be busy, server can has some issues, or it can be down, or URL cannot be found. Sometimes if we user can make some wrong when doing the request, like we if the request we are sending is not found, it can return like a error. So we need to check for the success status. And here I have made a mistake. I didn't add await, so the response type will be a future. So I have to add the await to make it await and get the date out of it and assign it to the response variable. Then now the response variable have the type of HTTP response. So now I can get the status code. From that status code I can ensure that whether the request is success or not by using the 200. Any API has have status code. There are a lot of status codes. Usually 200, starting from 200, you have success cases, and if the status is success, I'm going to get the response data decoded to a list of variable type. We can use JSON decode or JSON dot decode. There are two types, and we can use two things. We can use two ways to decode the response. If I explain you this response body, or all the response contains status code and body. The HTTP get returns a string. Data is coming when we send a request. The data comes as string. In any API, any language, when you send a request and you receive the data, there can be two types. It can be bytes, it can be string. So JSON encoded string is coming, so we have to decode that JSON encoded string to a why we are using a list? Because the CoinPaprika returns a list of tickets. It's list, so that's why we are using list, and it contains a list of map. Otherwise, if we say here, it is JSON body key value pairs, and there are multiple types of data, like key always is a string, but the data can be any type. So we can use map string, and dynamic because value can be any type. And to keep it simple, I'm making it dynamic. Okay, I will show you how we can convert this data to our model coin. So okay, let's create another variable called list.coin, coin that the model we created. We are only taking name, symbol and price from that JSON object. We are interested only these three variables for the time being. So within the port USD we have the price also. And let's create let's name it as what are we going to say? Coin. No, we cannot name it as coin. Let's say past coins. Let's say past data. And now we have the decoded data. It's in the format of a list, and in Flutter we have a map method for the list. We can iterate through the list by using the map method, and yeah, let's map accept closure, which can say function so closure. We can let's use open and close bracket. And now we have to return a value. We cannot until we return a response identified as null. We are returning a coin, the model we created. We are initializing object. And now as you can see here, we made the variable of the type as required here, so we must give the data for all these three properties. Now when we create an argument, we have to pass the name. We are accessing the element from the map. We named the parameter as C, and now we have the list of JSON objects, and that object we are naming it as C, that is one element, and we are accessing that element's name and that element symbol. Because we had the name and symbol within the object, we could easily add it by name. Go ahead. Symbol. But Siri is also screaming, so let me close it. But price, we don't have it in the just an element outside, so we have it inside another JSON object named codes. That JSON object is also a object. It's not a type of string of integer, it's another JSON object. So we have other property called USD, that is also a JSON object, and within it we have the price is a property with the double value. So we have that data now, price for the coin also. Now it's complain about value of type iterable coin can't be assigned to variable of type list coin, because a map returns a iterable of coin, not a list of coin. So we have to convert this map to a list. How we can do that with Flutter? We can go to the make it to list, and now it's converted to a list and assign it to pass data variable. Now we are going to assign the class variable coins the data we passed. Why did I use set state? Let me show you that by removing the set state and just assigning. So let me create we have data only if we receive the success from the API. If we didn't receive a success response, we are not updating the UI, or we are not handling anything if the request is failed. So let's use else block also, and if the response is not success, that means it's not 200, he may have an error. So we have to show something to the user that this request is failed, and we have an error. How can I do that? That's we are going to do simply by in a else block creating an error variable. I'm going to create another string variable called error, and I'm going to make it nullable, means it can be null. If the API returns successfully, API returns the response successfully, error will be null. If the error is not null, I'm going to show that to the user. As simple as that. If error is not null, means it says we have assigned the string to it, so I have to show it to the user there is an error. So I'm going to use a center widget to make it a center line, and I'm going to use a text widget and show that error. I have to explicitly say that this has a value, and I have to force unwrap it. I'm sure about that because I checked that error is not null within the if block, so I'm sure about the data. That's why I can force unwrap it. If you are not sure about it can be null, so if you are not wrapping it in error not null case, you cannot force unwrap it. So if it is not null, I'm showing it. If it has the data, I'm showing the list. So if error is if data is there, I'm making it null, but I have to be sure about showing the data always if that we have the data. No directionality widget found. Scaffold widget required directional widget. Usually you get this error if you did not wrap it in a material app. You have to have a material app for Flutter app, because we have to say that our app is a material app, and it has configured that directionality widget within it. That's why we have to share that material app, and we have to make this home widget. We are only having us one screen, that's why we are just assigning a widget scaffold to a home widget. If you have a complex app, we have to add multiple screens. We have to manage that as well. In other videos we will teach you that. Why as you can see now, we do not have data, and yeah, let's me print you something and show you that and we are not. So I just print the status code, and as you can see, we are not getting any data. Why? We haven't called the fetch coins function. We did not call this fetch coins method. Now we have to call it, and to do that, every widget has a life cycle, and life cycle can be it has multiple state: init state, build state, delete, update, and dispose, all the things. So we are going to call this function when the widget is initialized to the widget tree. So I created the init state and I called the fetch coin function, fetch coin method. Actually now you can see we receive the data, and we have 200 success state, and you are not seeing the data in the screen. Why? Once we assign that coins past date to the coin variable, we didn't update the UI. That's why we are not seeing the data. Now if we update the UI by using the set state, you can see the data. You will see the latest 10 coins, first 10 coins actually. I'm trying to show you something like how to fail this request and show you the error message. And let's just edit the request URL, and we have to wrap it with set state to update the UI once we receive the error. And we still didn't get any response. Yeah, we got the response, but it is an error. No such method. The method was called on null. That because yeah, we have the name symbol, but we don't have the code, because ticker, there is a ticker route also in the CoinPaprika API. That's why it sent that error. Yeah, now you can see an error, because now it's returned the status code as 404, not 200, because this route is not found within the server. CoinPaprika doesn't have this type of a URL. That's why it returns 404. So when case of 404, it means it was not 200. So if it is not 200, we are showing an error. So if it is have an if it doesn't have an error, if it is success, we are showing the coins list. I hope you got it. Here you can see we are showing an error within the center widget if there is an error. So let me make it rich. Let's add some more cool features, and let's add a text button. Let's add the text button, and text I will say refresh. Let's say if if the request failed uh, because of a network issue or something, maybe you don't have data or Wi-Fi, so in that case you will get an error. But to refresh the request, to send the request again and get the data, you will have to close the app and come back again. So without doing that, without closing the app, how can you request again the data? Let's say you didn't have network, so you turn on the Wi-Fi and you need to request again. So to do that what I am doing is, we don't have to do that because fetch coin is a void method, and I'm going to make an error. I'm going to change the invalid URL to a invalid URL to get an error. So now you can see we have a refresh button, but it is top of the screen because we wrap it in a column. We have to say that to wrap to the content column, wrap the column to the its content by using main axis sign me. Now you can see, as you can see now, it shows there is an error and a button under it, and it's send the request again, but still the URL is wrong. Now if we refresh, now we have great functionality within that. Now we have 10 coins in the screen. So what else we can do? We can show the loading state, like it will take some time to get the data, get to have the status code to show to the user. So till then, if we have a poor network connection, we have to give an update to the user. It's still we are fetching the data. So to do that, we are using I'm using another variable called isLoading, and I'm assigning it false if we fetch the data, if we done fetching the data, and I'm making it true one before we are sending the request. Then once we have the data, I'm making it false. Now we have, based on this status of this variable, now we can update the UI. How we are going to update? Let me show you. It's we are sending and we are waiting the data. Once we receive the data, we are making it false. Now we go within the build method. If we are checking, first of all we are checking is loading is true or not. If it is true, we are not doing anything, we are not showing anything other than a circular progress indicator to give an impression to the user that this is still loading, the data is still fetching. User will see that loading screen, and he will wait till the data is fetching. Once the data is loading is false, it will come to this error. If there is an error, it will show the error screen, and if error is not null, it will show the error with the button. And if there is no error and if it is not loading, it will show the list. Okay, I hope you got this, hope you understood, and if you have any clarification. If you know, if you didn't understand something or you have any concern, just let me know. Send a comment down below and subscribe to this video, to this channel. I will keep on working on new videos and give you cool applications, cool stuff with Flutter, other mobile like native. I'm expert in Android native, iOS native, and Flutter also. And I with API also we will create cool stuff like cryptocurrency, stock market. We will do some cool stuff. Yeah, now we have a great functionality. We have the loading state and we have the error if there is an error. And let me fine tune it. Let's fine tune. Let's see how, what are the other methods we can do this. The video is getting long, but I need to cover this stuff in this video. We can make it a future because we already this method is already a future, you know, it's a future widget. So we can comment this variable out and we can return a list of coins. Okay, this is another method of doing this. The another great method which Flutter allows us to send a request. So I have to show this method to you also to get a better understanding of futures, how to handle futures, how to give the data to the widgets. We can use this method. Using this method we can uh, use FutureBuilder. So we have to return something in the else block as well. So I'm since I'm returning null, I had to make it nullable, return type nullable. Now we don't have this stuff. We are not updating these variables. We are going to use a future builder. So wrap it in a future and make it a future builder and use the future, call the future coins, fetch coins, and it's required parameter of type dynamic, and I'm going to use generics and say it is explicitly we are using a list of coins. We need list of coins, feature builder of type of list of coin, and I'm going to call this fetch coins method. We have to call this. We have to call this, and now I have to say, give the second parameter, and FutureBuilder allow us second parameter as async snapshot. This is the type of this second variable, second parameter. Now this data variable is in for type of async snapshot, means it's has a couple of cool features. Like now we don't have the is loading an error, so we have to update the user anyway. So this async snapshot has some members like connection state that will give us the status of this the request. We can use done to know that this connection is established and we have data, is completed. And data also has an variable called hash data. That is, these are the cool features of async snapshot and FutureBuilder. So once we have the data, we can show the list of coins. If we don't have the data, we can show the error. We can show the error to the user. Let me copy this widget, error widget, and I'm going to remove this. Like this. Now we have, if we have data, we are showing the list of coins. If you don't have the data, we are showing the error. There are the status in the async snapshot, like connection is state, waiting and active. We can use those two variables to update the user of the status, that we are still fetching the data. The connection state is still active and it is waiting for the data. So we can connection state dot waiting. What's wrong here? It's if, sorry about that. Now we are sure that we do have data, we are waiting, so we can show that to the user by a circular progress indicator. If not, we only have the other case else, and I'm just showing the same error we show to the user. So I can copy paste this widget, but it's not good, just copy paste in the same code everywhere. It will ruin the readability. So I'm going to use reusability. I'm going to have the reusability by creating a method, or we can make it a widget, but we can go to refactor, extract method, or you can just use option command and n. You can use option command and n. And I'm going to error widget, name it as error widget. And I'm going to use it like this. Now we have complete readability over this, and let's run and see. We are not getting anything. Why? Let's check why we are not getting. Yes, assign, give it a parameter called message, and let's send this message like this. Let's say something went wrong here. Because I'm saying something went wrong, I'm not sure about the error in this case, but if it doesn't have the data, I know that it doesn't have the data, so I can simply say something wrong with the API or something wrong with the network, so I can say that to the user. In this case, actually data.toString is the same as data, it is null, so this is not the what we send as the argument. We have to send this error, the earlier error we used. Sorry about that if you hear some noises around me, so I will work on increasing the clearness of the video in the other video. So we are returning fetch coins, and the return value is in the data variable. Now we are checking that data has data, and now we can use the length of this data, but it is null, it can be null, so it is nullable. So we have to if it is not null, if it is null, give it 0, otherwise get the length. So we since we know that it has data and we are checking if it has data, we can force unwrap it. And also, now to access the data, we have to use data.data. We can do this, but it is not clear. Nice. So let's create another variable in the item build method and create its data and force unwrap it to get the data. So let's make it coins and force unwrap it. Now we can use these coins to access the data. Hurry. Yes, we have data. So one thing we forgot to do is let me just increase the count a little bit to now we have 20 coins in the UI. One thing I forgot is this formatting this price, so let's format it a little bit. So we don't need to have this much of decimal places, so we can limit it to 2 decimal places by 2 string as fixed. And now we don't know about the unit, the what is the currency, so we can tell it that it is dollar by dollar mark, but Flutter uses dollar mark for the string interpolation, so we have to say to avoid the first one by /dollar mark. Now we can see the dollar values. We can actually format this a little bit more, and we can add more features like pagination and all those stuff in a later video. For the time being, and since it's almost more than 21 hours, we will end this video here, and we will add pagination and navigation and a lot of stuff and chart data in another video. So we can format this code a little bit more. We don't have to have this variable updating here. We can remove them. We don't need the class variables above here. We can remove them also. And yeah, we have a clean app, but there is one more issue. So you can see when I refresh the widget, it keeps sending the request and getting the data. It's not a good thing, you don't need to busy the server with sending requests each update of the UI. So I can show you that by this. See, all the time is sending the request data, because widget can update in lot of cases, but every time we set state, it is updating the widget. We don't need to send all the update request to all the updates. So to avoid that error, if you use FutureBuilder, to avoid that error, you can do this. You can use again the initState method, and you can assign that future to a variable, to a class variable. And I'm getting a class variable by option command, and I'm using that variable within the FutureBuilder. We have one error. What is that? Because fetching data, it has to be some kind of a type, because we are not saying that it is nullable. Since it is not nullable, we have to say that it will not be null. We will initialize it later. That's why we are using late type, late syntax. It is a keyword to let the Dart know that we will initialize it later. If we are not using late, we have to make it nullable. We don't need to make it nullable. We are sure about that we will have the data later. We cannot call a function as a within class member, so it is must to use late. And we are sure about the data, assignment of the data, so we can use late. Now, as you can see, the error is gone now. we are sending the request once the widget is initialized, and we are using the FutureBuilder also, and we don't need to use that much of a variable now. It's clear. Thanks, and see you again in a later video. In the other video we will develop add more features to this, and we will use native mobile app development and Flutter. We will do a lot of stuff, and thank you.